Well, I didn't have a lot of confidence as a new owner. I mean, that was my big. I didn't really know it at the time. If you were to ask me at the time, Jamie, why do you suck so bad? I wouldn't have said I'm lazy. No, I was busting my ass. I was showing up early. I was staying late. So I was working hard. I was going through all the right motions. It's like the guy who goes to the gym who's just totally overweight, but he's there all the time. So like, what's the problem with this guy? How come he's overweight? I just had a severe lack of confidence. And if you read the book, you can probably put 2 and 2 together. Like, okay, he grew up in an alcoholic household. He was insecure, low self-esteem. Kind of makes you wonder, how the hell did I even get into ownership to begin with? Right? Like, how did you even get there if you had these issues? Probably because of my work ethic and attitude, right? I had the blocks down pat. But so now I'm the owner. There's nobody with confidence above me leading the business. So I am the final gate of the joining the business, and people just didn't want to be a part of what I was doing. Couldn't explain it with confidence. Didn't really know if I was going to succeed or not. And to be honest, I didn't even know if I wanted to do it. I didn't even, like when I met my wife, when her and I met, she knew what I did because we met, actually, she applied to work with us. So that's how I met my wife, was in a first round interview. Right, so fishing off the old company pier is basically what happened.
And then you texted her?
No, not that long. You know, we didn't have text games really back then. But she, you know, she's getting to know me and getting to know what I do, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even know if, you know, this is what I want to do. So just think about that for a second. How are you going to recruit people into your venture if you've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out? And I don't blame anybody for having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. In fact, I think most of you probably should. I mean, you live in America. You have 1,000,001 options. Like, why is this the one? You don't live in like Afghanistan where you've got like 3 options. You know, like here, 1, 2, or 3, which door? You guys have 1,000,001. So I think it's perfectly fine to kind of shop. You're in a shopping phase. In fact, as an owner, if I have a guy in my office who's a high performer and going to give a high roller speech, I'll tell the guy, hey, don't go, sometimes if I know the guy really well, hey, don't go telling people you're going to go run an office and do all this stuff. I know where you stand. Like, you don't know if you want to run an office. So don't say that, because you're not authentic. Yeah. So instead say, well, my goal is to kick all your guys' asses again today and to be the highest roller for the week. I'd much rather you say that than say you're going to become an owner, because you don't really even know if you do. So it's okay to shop. Like, take your time, shop it out. Kind of like dating. Like, take your time. There's no rush into marriage. Like, take your time, shop it out, get to know each other. Like, there's 4 billion women on the planet, 4 billion men. How do you know you got the right one? Like, take your time, shop it out. But then I ended up putting 2 feet in the ground because of ex-reps, believe it or not. This is kind of a crazy story in itself. You guys would have been too young when social media came out, likely. So when Facebook first came out, yeah, it needed a .edu email address to be on their platform. And I'm interviewing people that are all in this, what is this, book face stuff that you guys are, oh, Jaime, it's Facebook, here's how it works, but you need to be a student to get on. And eventually they opened it up to everybody. And so, okay, set up my profile, and I had my MySpace profile as well, too. I don't know if any of you guys have MySpace, but I can't remember my password anymore, so my MySpace is locked. But I had all these people hitting me up on Facebook. Jaime, you probably don't remember me, but you know, they worked with me for like 3 days or like a week or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't remember this guy. And they're thanking me. They're like, well, I thank you for the experience. Because of that experience, I came out of my shell, and now I've got my dream job, and I just wanted to thank you. And I'm like, you're thanking me, like, but I failed. Like, I didn't get you into ownership. So like, I don't know I wasted your time is kind of how I felt. But I kept getting all these people that had worked with me for a short period of time telling me, in not so many words, but I started figuring it out, that, Jaime, your business, okay, what you're doing with young people, learning how to communicate, overcoming the fear of rejection, throwing yourself out there, like, these are massive things. As my son got to see as we went business to business 30 times over on Wednesday, like everybody was rolling out the red carpet for my son and shocked that a 15-and-a-half-year-old is walking in, applying for their business, even though there's no job postings there. They're rolling out the red carpet because, like, what a breath of fresh air to see a bold, courageous young man not staying at home playing video games, but trying to throw himself out there to work, even in a nail salon. Like that's a massive advantage. You know, my son has a huge advantage doing stuff like that. And the people that you're training have a massive advantage as well too, even if they move on to go do something else. So I started developing more confidence in the business I was in. I was developing more confidence in myself. I started thinking now, as I'm looking at a resume before I'd interview them, I'm like, you know what, this guy would be lucky to work here. And I never thought like that before. The way I thought before was like, man, I'd be lucky to get this guy into my business. Well, now I just transitioned to be like, no, this guy would be lucky to work here. I'm going to change this guy's life. Well, now when you have that kind of conviction and confidence when you're interviewing people, dude, you can hire anybody. And I would confidently say when I'm interviewing somebody now, man, I can hire anybody. And in fact, in Los Angeles, I'd have people say straight up in an interview, like, okay, listen, James, everything sounds great. I've got an interview with Google. I've got another interview with Facebook. Why should I work with you? Like, of all these companies, like, why should I choose you? And I would say to them, like, well, if what matters to you, if you're making your decision on first-year income, then go work at Google, because I can't play that game. They're going to pay you way more money than I'm going to pay you. So if that's what success is year one income, go do Google. If what matters to you is developing your skills and building your resume and working side by side with the owner in the business, well then I think I've got the best game in town. Because you're not going to meet Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook ever, okay? You're never going to meet him. You're never going to meet Sergey at Google. I mean, you're going to work side by side with the owner who actually invests in the people that he works with. And maybe year 5, your income will surpass what you'd make there. I can say that. But year 1, no way. So I guess I'm going to put it back in your court. What matters to you? And so again, with that kind of confidence, dude, I could hire studs that said no to $100,000 a year gigs at Google and yes to being a door-to-door salesman, commission only in LA, and they had to go explain to their parents how they said no to Google and yes to me. Jamie, my parents want to meet you. I'm like, oh, tell them to come on in. Like, what do you tell my son? He turned down Google to come work with you. I'm like, oh, let me explain what we do. Oh, you got a pretty good business. I'm like, I know, it's a great business. But again, the difference of me getting to that level and when I first started was a massive shift in confidence. Like, you guys should be very proud of like what you do. Not so much, oh, I'm saving people hundreds of thousands of dollars on their wireless bills. No, that's not really what you do. What you do is you take a piece of raw clay with this college student who, I mean, think about it. They were raised with devices. Most young people don't have the social savviness they need to land a date or to win over a boss or whatever it may be. You're giving them a skill that they need that AI can't take away, right? You're giving them this massive advantage. So you should feel great about that. I mean, I certainly do. I love the business we're in because I know, based on all the emails and texts I've got over the years of people that say how much value we've brought them, and they're very thankful. And some people have gone on to do huge things, you know, outside of our business. Like, I've got a guy who, he insisted on flying to LA to come meet me. I'm like, no, we can talk. He goes, no, I need to see you face to face. So he flies in, haven't seen him in 5 years, flies in, we go to a restaurant, and he's telling me, it was the most, I started crying in the dinner. He was describing some of these adversity situations he went through, because bottom line, he didn't succeed in our business. But he's massively succeeding now. He's got a net worth in the last 5 years of almost $30 million just in real estate in New York. But he's connecting all the dots on the failures that he had in the business and how that helped him get good at this. And then this failure turned into this, and this turned into this. And he spent a good 90 minutes or so walking me through his time in our business and his time in his real estate venture. And I was just in shock. I couldn't believe how much value that we brought him in such a short period of time. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it.